how-to video on how to hang a pendant. So this is the pendant we're fitting. So that's the base. You've got a little fixing bracket there which we'll dismantle in a bit. We've got your actual holder which is going to hold the shade, and then you've got the shade over there. But we've just got the height for the pendant, so we just held up the cup to the ceiling. We attached the shade on and then just dangled it down. We just matched the height, so this measurement here is 330, so we're just going to make sure all these are going to be the same. So to do that, we just put a bit of tape on it there, just so you know exactly where that goes into the cup. Get the fixing bracket and get that screwed up to the ceiling. So hold this up and mark out the fixing holes. So what I do is just use a little 3-5 flat, just to make a little hole. So I'm using this as kind of like a brad hole. Just make that just kind of guide you. So just going to bore that out now. That's 1, 2. Strip the cables, so I'll probably do about 3 fingers. So just lightly score it, chop around one side, chop around the other, and you're going to pinch it, hold the cable and push your thumb, and it'll fall off like that. Same again with these. So you strip your sheathing, strip your insulation, and you probably want about 5mm, 4mm, something like that. So a bit of sleeving on there. And again, I always leave it a bit more for the earths, just so you've got to clamp onto the earth insulation. It's probably about 10mm there, 12mm. Same again. That's looking great, so that's ready to fire up now. And so we'll get the plasterboard fixings in. So you don't over tighten them, you just want to get them in so they're flush with the ceiling. So they just screw in nicely. So you can use a screwdriver, or you can just drill them in like that. So I'm just using a little PZ2 bit. So that's all, we can now get the bracket fixed. And get that screwed up to the ceiling. So like, we won't go all the way, we'll just kind of leave it loose a bit just until you get the fixing in. And that's solid. So then fixings, I think depending on brand, can take up to like 20 kg each, so you can hang quite a lot on them. So these pendants aren't going anywhere. Right then, so the pendant's really long, so we need to shorten it. So all you do is, there's a little screw there, so you just put a little flat in there, make sure it's loosened off, and that should just push right through. Before we go all the way, I'm just going to get that measurement again. Was there. Just put the thumb there. Right, so that's exactly where it's going. And that mark there. Just tighten him up. And then what I do is just leave a bit of cable, a bit of length, just in case the customer goes, actually it's quite short, I want it a bit longer, or they want them very tight, step tight, so you don't know. So as soon as you chop it, you can't grow it again. Just get a wrapper tape around there which just stops it fraying and kind of untwisting the actual braiding of that. There we go. We're going to take the cable out, that's still attached, and re-terminate it into this. Twist it, double it over, twist it, double it over, and then I'm just going to get line in here. So when you're doing this, you want to make sure the copper's in, but you don't want to go too far where you're clamping onto the insulation. So what I do is just get it to where I think, go like fingertip tight, check it, yeah, I'm on there, I'm not on the insulation, I'm on the copper, and then just give it a few tightens more. Same again this side. Perfect. So you want to make sure that the screw is clamping down onto the middle of the copper, and it's not, the copper doesn't nip to one side of the screw of the terminal. And that's it, so we've got a bit of extra length there if we need to pull it through. That's tightened on there, so this isn't going to fall once you get your pendant on. And that's ready to wire up there now. Right, I'm just going to get this pendant wired up now. So we've got this cable stripped from earlier. So what I do is get the earth in first. So what I do is just get them together like so. Nip them really tight, and then you're just going to poke with your terminal there. So what you want to do is push against your terminal and pull this way your hand, so you're kind of like gripping it like a little crab. Don't know if you're getting that in shot, but there we go. Give that a little tighten, fingertip tight again, and then just give it some willy. So you want to pull and tug, give it a wiggle, make sure it doesn't pop out, so they're fine. So that's called the tug test. So you need to do that with all your terminations. And it doesn't really matter if there's a little bit of copper showing on the earths. It does for your neutral and lines. So I'll get these in now. So what I'm going to do is just Just bend my earth slightly like that. Arch these in, so I've bent that again. And I'm just going to pair them together. I'm just checking now. So again, I'm doing that clamp move where I'm pulling against the light and pushing the cables in at the same time. So I can see that there's no copper showing there. And I'm tightening down onto that, the actual copper. And not the insulation, checked it, that's fine, perfect termination. Just bend the earth the other way. These are going to arch in this face, just give it a little kink just to help later on. Just going to pull the connector block out a little bit, just to make it a bit easier. That's one. I'm going to arch this other one in now. So, again, we're going to push down into the terminal. I've got this clamp move, which just makes sure as you tighten in, your cable doesn't pop out. Just going to check it and then go full whammy. So that's nice and tight. So now this can go up. All your excess cable can just go up here. You don't want any singles cables above the ceiling. It needs to end in this enclosure. I'm just going to push your cup up to the ceiling as you start to tighten it now. With this type of fitting, you just leave your screws hanging out, you push it up and give it a little twist, and it just lands in those little grooves. And you want to push really hard up into the ceiling as you tighten them. Get your screws nice and perfectly parallel or horizontal. And that's perfect. So now I just want to give it a little polish. Microfiber cloth, my jumper. Yeah, that's perfect. So that's now ready for the shade and the bulb. And I'm just going to get the shade on. So this part unscrews. So you get your shade. You know, send this inside. Get the thread through. Just try and get a couple of turns on that and get him fully tightened up. You don't want to tighten this really tight, as you'll just crack the fitting. So you just want to get it finger tight and then give it a little nudge. It won't go anywhere. So that's your fitting up. So it's just the lamp to go in now. So that'll go straight up, hold the base, and the holder, and that's your pendant up. So that's looking really good now. That central pendant just needs a little polish to get any finger marks off the shade, and that's perfect. So that's how you hang a pendant. So if you like this kind of content, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the little bell notification so you know when I'm next uploading. As always, have a good one from me, and I'll see you in the next one.